Hello everybody, my name is Rick McCutcheon and this is Partner Talks. Today we have Cole from USTPay. Cole, introduce yourself and tell the people who you are and what do you do at USTPay?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Rick. My name is Cole Krucke. I'm an account executive at USTPay. I work with partners on accounts receivable solutions for clients.
Okay, excellent. So Cole, this is a little bit different Partner Talks. We usually have the industry veterans on this show. People have been doing this for 20 or 30 years, but when I was talking to USTPay, they said, no, we want to give you somebody new, which I thought was really a good idea because we're in this business applications world, which is not well known to young people. You can certainly see that when you go to our conferences, and we're going to ask you a little bit about that in today's interview. But first of all, let's start and talk a little bit about your background. How did you end up in your position? And tell us a little bit about USTPay.
Yeah, so out of college, I worked for a software recruiting firm. So basically all I did was straight up cold calling. And eventually I was like, I can't really do this. I want something more relationship oriented. Then moved to a startup that did work with hybrid work consulting. It's a big old thing. But anyways, I did sales and marketing for them. And then eventually got to USTPay, where I'm now working in the partner channel. It's very new to me. I'm new to ERP. I'm new to payments. So it's been really cool to learn both sides of it.
Okay, and for our audience who don't know USTPay, tell us a little bit about the organization.
Yeah, we are an accounts receivable ISV focused on payment processing. So if you're collecting credit cards or ACH payments, we allow you to do that inside of Business Central.
Okay, and sort of let's talk a little bit about USTPay and what you've done. So what payment-related challenges do Business Central customers commonly overlook, and how does USTPay solve this?
Yeah, so typically what you'd think about is collecting payments, processing payments, but I think what people overlook is being locked into one vendor. And what that means is you're locked into one gateway and one processor with most applications inside of Business Central, and USTPay solves that because we do something called BYOP. So you've heard of BYOB. We do BYOP, which is bring your own processor. So when you're moving to Business Central, you have the option to keep your current vendor, or you can even switch, which is the great benefit of USTPay.
What's the advantage of doing that, Cole?
So the advantage of that is you have one failover processor. So instead of just being locked into one, wherever your business needs, so if one gateway or processor fails, we can switch you. And I think that's the biggest advantage of USTPay's bring your own processor.
Okay, excellent. So so what makes you different from other pay solutions? Is it the freedom of choice?
I'd say it's exactly that. And it gives the partner, and it makes it easy to work with us, because now you're able to sell your client a solution that's easy to work with and flexible, and you're not being locked into one gateway and one processor. I'd say that's the biggest differentiator.
Let's talk a little bit about working with partners. What type of Business Central partner is a good fit for your organization?
I'd say any partner working in the manufacturing industry. Our solution tailors very well to that industry, and we've found a lot of success with helping partners and clients in that realm.
So why are manufacturers attracted to your solution?
So we help with rental payments a lot, and that's like a big pain point for these manufacturing clients. And they find our solution very helpful, whether it's the customer portal, whether it's sending payment links to customers. It tailors very well to these rental payments for the manufacturing industry.
Okay, excellent. So let's talk a little bit about, you're working with partners, and in our space, AI is the big talking point. Microsoft wants us to become frontier partners. So how is AI going to, or is working its way into payments?
Yeah, the way we like to think about it is anything that's super repetitive, and I know you've probably heard this with every other AI product, but if collecting payments or processing payments is something that you're doing manually, Like, we need to be thinking about ways we can automate and ways we can make that faster, because all the client wants is to make these payments fast and make them easy. So that's what we're going to do.
So Cole, you're new to this community, right? You've only been here a few months, and we actually met for the first time at a networking event at one of our conferences. So tell us a little bit about, what is your sort of first reaction to working in business applications?
Yeah, so it's funny because my interview with USTPay was at Community Summit last year. So they flew me out, and I got to experience the channel in full because there was so much happening at Community Summit. But the biggest thing I took away from it is the community is so relationship driven, and that's what I wanted from the very start. And so that's been like my greatest joy, is just hearing from these mentors and them being willing to give advice to someone young like me. That's been great.
So why aren't there more young people coming into business applications?
I think it's a little bit of an intimidation. They walk into these conferences not knowing a lot of people, maybe being a little bit younger like me. But as you go to these conferences, I say this to everyone. Every time I go to a new one, I learn more, and I keep seeing familiar faces. So it just gets easier every time. So I would encourage any young person, it's a great industry to get into.
Okay, so I see you're being proactive about this as well, and I'm told you have a Doug Young Professionals Meetup group. Tell us why you put that together and what's going on. Who's working on this with you?
Yes, so me and Erika Boccuti at USTPay, we're finding a way to be involved, and also, like you said, it can be intimidating as a young professional. We wanted to make that easier for young people. So again, I didn't know ERP when I came into this channel. So now we have these events, we have these groups where we can just explain everything pretty easily in a laid back format, and I think it makes it great for everyone.
And how many of these meetings have you had so far?
We have our first one on July 24th.
Okay, excellent. And what we'll do is we'll put the information in the post of today's partner talks, and hopefully we'll be able to drive a crowd for you. And so, awesome. I know Erika because I've worked with her on the Directions North America conference. So I think the two of you coming together is timely. And I'd like to see more younger people start to take business applications as a career path.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. I think the technology is what drew me in, because I worked in software recruiting. I got to see a little bit of that space. It expanded my mind a lot. But now being in ERP, which I had no idea about, you can go a lot of ways in this channel, which I think is really cool.
So let's talk a little bit about your first meeting that's coming up, and what do you plan on covering?
We're making Microsoft easy here. So there's a bunch of acronyms and a lot of things you need to learn when you go to Business Central or any ERP. We're going to try to make that as simple as possible.
Awesome. Okay, and I think that's important because I always say to my clients, if you're hiring somebody new who hasn't worked in Dynamics, it takes about a year before they really start to understand all the ERPs. Everybody calls everything Dynamics, and how Dataverse is different from what Business Central runs on, right? It's a complete mystery to people. So I think this is a great session that you're doing. So let's talk a little bit about your target audience for this group. Who would you like to see attend your Young Professionals meetup?
Yeah, so the sessions and information inside of the events will be tailored towards that younger audience, but anyone can come to these sessions, which I think is going to be the best part about our Young Professionals group.
Okay, and I think anybody looking for a career in Dynamics, I think this is a great place to start to actually build up their network. So Cole, you've been working with partners primarily for the last few months. What have you learned so far from partners and this world of Dynamics?
I think the biggest thing, Rick, that I've learned is that partners have their own business and something they are doing aside from what the ISV is doing. And, as an ISV, we want to be like, hey, sell me. And I've learned you got to solve their client solutions. You got to solve what their problems are. And that's like my biggest takeaway from being an ISV, and like, how do we bridge that gap between us and the partner without just selling.
And, I always say it's like a CSI show every day in this business, right? You've got to do the research, because you've got to talk to a partner, understand what that partner's business is about, because, in Business Central, we have a wide variation of partners. We have some that will take any project. We'll have some that only do small projects. We have some that just do manufacturing, right? So it's very different, and you've got to learn to talk to these people in a different way, because they have a different set of problems that you have to solve. And then we've got to take it another layer to say, okay, I understand your problems. Which one of your customers can I help? And hey, can you make an introduction for me?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, great. So Cole, thank you for coming on the show. We're going to really push this young professionals group out into at least my social network. Hopefully we can get some people out there. And any closing remarks for customers or partners about why they should be working with USTPay?
I'd say we're easy to work with, and that's the best part about working with USTPay is we work very well with partners. Also, I would love to say we are going to be at Community Summit in Nashville, so please show up. We're going to have our own saloon, our future-proof saloon, so I'm really excited about that, and it's going to give you a chance to see what USTPay is all about. So if you're in Community Summit, come say hi. I'd love to see you.
Okay, Cole, thank you very much for taking time out to be on Partner Talks, and we'll see you at Community Summit.
Thank you so much, Rick.
Have a great day, and bye for now.
See ya.